Good afternoon and welcome to Friday with Fiona. It's been pretty chilly this week, so it's a great excuse to get in the craft room. So for those of you who don't know or haven't seen me before, my name is Fiona Harris. I'm the Fiona in Stamping with Fiona, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. So all the products I'm using are from Stampin' Up, and they are of such a high quality. So Sale-A-Bration is here, and again, for those of you who don't know what Sale-A-Bration is, it's 2 months of the year when for every £45 you spend, you can earn a free product. Let's get rid of my face so you can see my hands. Okay, so we have the mini catalogue just gone live. We've also got the annual catalogue still running, and we have the Sale-A-Bration catalogue. So you could basically spend £45 and get a free stamp set, a pack of 12 by 12 designer series paper. There's 5 to choose from. And today we are using the Trusty Tools bundle, which is in the mini catalogue, and the designer series paper, which is free with a spend of £45. So the Trusty Tools is on page 56. Okay, so you get a stamp set and these dies, and the dies that are in cream are the ones that you can cut out from the stamp set. There's also in the designer series paper, which I'm going to do on the first card. So there's the stamp set. The dad is great. And then you've got the mini alphabet, because I want to do something for my brother, not right now, but it's a project I'm working on, so I'll probably put it on my blog to show you later. Instead of saying thank you dad, I want to say thank you brother. And then these are the dies. They're awesome. So I made this little box. This was demonstrated on stage, which is it was on our online convention back in November, and I just watched a YouTube video, and all of these are die cut or fussy cut from, I think I've die cut them all actually, from the designer series paper. But you've got this additional pegboard, that's what I used for the side of the box. You've got this handle, and there are some other tools in there. Some I don't even know what they are, so I need to ask somebody like my brother who uses them. So this bundle is £52. You get 10%. The stamp set's 23 and the dies are 35. So that would be 57, and you get 10% off if you buy them as a bundle, which means you would then qualify for the free paper. So it really is. I wasn't sure of it. When I saw it, I thought, oh, you know, more. To be fair, there's not an awful lot of kind of male type stuff, and I know we all struggle with that. But once I started playing with it, it was like the set last week, the Jungle Pals. I'm gonna have to do a class on it because I can't stop playing with it. So I have already, as you can see, used quite a lot of the paper, but it really is great. So here's the some of the tools which I've already cut out. This one is like the ends of screws or raw plugs. You've got hammers. We've got pegboard, ruler, nice stripe which I used on the box, and screwdrivers and more tools, different tools in different colours. So I've got 3 cards to show you today. I just need to keep an eye on the time. So what is that? 20 past. Okay. So card 1, hopefully you're not getting too much glare. Let me get a bit of I'll put that on here to stop the glare. I'm just going to move my silicone. I was using that to store my extra die cuts. Oh, come on. Which I've done in silver, but we're going to need. Yeah, also, this is a class to go. So if you spend £30 in my online store, I will send you everything that you need to make to each of these 3 cards that we're going to make. Now, I can't send you the stamped images, so I can't send you the sentiments, but these, as these are out of the designer series paper, I will do that for you. And you'll get the card bases, you'll get the matting layers, the designer series paper, like this strips, anything else except stamped images. So if you want to do them exactly as I've done them, you will need the stamp set. The tools, I mean, you don't need the tools because you can fussy cut the paper, but you know, why not get the whole lot? Anyway, so this is card 1, and I've used thick basic white, which I've got prepped here for you, and then I've matted and layered on pecan pie. Now this is not cardstock, this is designer series paper. It's the back of one of the tools, but it's in Lost Lagoon. So before I stick that down, I'm going to stamp on it. Got a spare bit of white there. That's my sentiment, and that will go across there. And then this is a bit of the crumb cake. No, actually it was twine, and I've gone over it with my pecan pie blend, so it's now pecan pie, but it's much stiffer, so that's okay. Now before we start doing the stamping and everything, this is the only thing I'm going to die cut. I think I've got everything else ready, so I'm just going to bring in my mini cut and emboss machine and show you how the designer series paper lines up with the dies, which is really fabulous. So the hammer, they don't all, some you have to fussy cut, like you've got the drill, but it doesn't fit the drill in the designer series paper. Right, there's my hammer. Where did I put my plates? There they are, got them ready. So I'm just going to line it up. I'm just going to check that you've got sound. Yes, I'm petrified now. After a couple of weeks ago, or was it in December, that I finished my video and it had been muted. I think I'd knocked it. So right now, trying to get that to stay in place when I put the top plate down. So I'm just going to add a little bit of post-it tape to keep it in place. Just turn it around so it's right at the beginning. Come on, why aren't you going through? Stack them in. There we go. So, I mean, I could have fussy cut that in the time it took to get the machine out, but, you know, if you're going to do a lot, kind of do them all in one go. And you can see I've got a nice crisp edge around there. And let's get rid of that and pop that back. So you've got screws, got all sorts. So, as I said, I'm working on a few more projects, and I will do, I think, probably either February or March, I will do a full class on it, because it's just so much fun. Right, now we've got that done. Okay, so I'm going on my block, and I need Lost Lagoon, and I need my stamp set. Lost Lagoon and pecan pie we're using today. So where's my pecan pie? And there's my Lost Lagoon. Now you can see on this one there's some splatter, and there isn't any splatter in this stamp set. So you just need to find a set where you've got some splatter. I thought that was splatter, but it's not in the Softly Sophisticated. So you just need to find, which one did I use? I think it was Colour and Contour. Yes, it was. So I'll get that out as well. And I need, what do I need? The paintbrush with the, that's it, not the, okay. And then I'm just going to randomly kind of stamp my paintbrush. Obviously part of it's going to, here I lost quite a bit of it, so I'm going to try not to do that this time. So here we go. Turn it around. coming down so that, oops, just got ink on me. Have it coming down so I don't, I can lose the handle, but I don't want to lose the brush. And then do this one coming in the other way. There we go. That's fine. Now I'm going to do my splatter. And again, I'm just going to kind of fill in the gaps with that. Because let's face it, I don't know about you, but even when I'm using craft ink, I get mess everywhere. So definitely when I'm using paint, that'll do. Okay, so now we need to stamp the sentiment. I was just going to clean those, but I have no idea where my chamois is. Oh, there it is, fallen over. Right, let's just clean those. We've got quite a lot of ink on there. I was very heavy-handed with that. Got it all over the block somehow. Okay, so that's clean now. See, am I going to need the paintbrush again? No, I'm going to need the hammer next time. Just get the hammer out ready. And the splatter will go back in colour and contour. I didn't clean that. There's still some Lost Lagoon on it. Maybe my chamois drying out. So. Right, finished with that. So I've got my, I need You're the Most Awesome. And then I haven't put anything inside, but you could obviously put dad. You've got the word dad, brother, sister, mum, whatever you wanted. So that's that. Then here we've got the matte layer. And this one I need the pecan pie. I do love this colour. I've got ink everywhere. And I'm going to do it to the right hand side because my brush, my paintbrush is going to be on the left. There we go. Keep that up for the next one. I'm using Lost Lagoon on the next one. Just fun. I haven't used the tape measure yet, but I'm itching to have a go with it because you've got in the dies, you've got additional bits. So you can have literally a bit of tape coming out and all sorts. Right, okay, so now to the matting and layering. So I'm going to put my sentiment onto the strip of pecan pie. That's the other thing. And you spend in my online store, you can get the class to go free. You will get full written tutorial with sizes, measurements, supplies, and full pictures of what it looks like. So just to tell you, the card base is just a regular half of A4, so 14.8 by 21.5, and then scored at 10.5. The matting layer, so the pecan pie, that's 10 by 14.3, and then this will be half a centimetre again, so that is 9.5 by 13.8. So now I can just layer all those. I'm going to actually use Seal Plus to make sure it stays on. I'm going to put my designer series paper onto Lovely. And then that's going to go straight onto the thick basic white layer. Oh, don't tell me I'm running out. I think I am. Okay, could be going to wet glue later on. Okay, and then this is going to go flat as well. So you see I managed to keep my brush. In fact, if I do it a bit higher, I'm just going to lose the, yeah, I'm going to do it across, almost across the middle. It was in the lower half last time, but so that is 10 across by, I would guess, 5. Where's my ruler? No, 4 centimeters, and the basic white is 3.5. Right, so now I've got my paintbrush, which has got the Lost Lagoon on it. I just need my dimensionals, and I saw those a minute ago. I did only have a few left, so let's start a new strip. Okay. See, there's one missing. It wants me to go there, but I'm not. I'm going to start at the edge. So I have one there and one there, and then I think I'm going to pop a tiny little one. There. And we'll pop it up that way, an angle, and then I just need to tie bow with my pecan pie. So because it's been coloured, it has gone quite stiff, but that's okay. Probably make it easier to tie a bow actually. There we go. And I don't want it too big. We had lovely sunshine this morning, and it obviously has warmed up because the snow's finally gone off our garden. But it's looking, I have to say, it's not looking good. It is thick, really thickened up. There we go. So it's still a bit too big. And I'm just going to get a glue dot or 2. I think because it's so thick, I'm going to use 2. And I'm just going to put that where it would have gone on the handle. And there you go. Okay, so there's card 1. I'll trim that off in a minute. I do like that. So that's from the designer series paper, and I obviously stamped that one, but I wanted to save a bit of time. So that's card 1. Right, moving on to card 2. I'm not going to use the pecan pie anymore. I'm going to need, I think that's sweet sorbet, which is an in colour that's here for only a few more months. So again, card base. This is Lost Lagoon, so it's 21 centimeters by 14.8 scored at 10.5. And this time I'm using the reverse of the tools as my mat. So let's pop that down. Okay, and then this is using the basic borders. So I've done one side already. I just want to show you how to get the rick-rack effect. So I will bring in my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine again. And I'm just going to line that up. And again, a bit of post-it note tape. So this is Lost Lagoon. I think that was probably about 2.5 centimetres wide when I started. Let's pop that on. So I did one edge just to save time, but I want to show you how it works. And then I'm just going to line that up. And I'm going to do it to the edge actually. It might be a fraction wider than the one I had before, but I'm going to line it up that end. Whoops. And there. I apologise if the camera's shaking. There we go. Take that off. And it should just peel off. And there we go. Now that's going to be more than the length of the card, which is perfect because then I can just trim it. And I just need to get these off my fingers. So it's going to go from the bottom to there. Let's see which. Right, I'm just going to trim at the points. There we go. And then that end is going to want to come off at those points, just below those points. So that the length of that is 10. There we go. Okay, and I've already die cut my circle. Oh no, I punched it. Sorry, I punched it from the new one. So let's just glue that down. Going right down the middle. I would normally use Seal Plus, but it's running out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. And then, so that was the designer series paper with the hammers on it. And that is going to go on with dimensionals. Now it's quite thin because it's designer series paper. So what you could do is punch a circle in any colour really and just glue it on top, just to get a bit of extra thickness. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to put a lot of dimensionals on to make sure that it doesn't sag in the middle. Yeah, that should be okay. And that's going to go over the rickrack, and make sure your hammers are the right way up, like that. And then I've got a piece of basic white to stamp, just big enough for my dad to fit in. And then this bit is for the thank you, and we're going to fussy cut. But first I need to fussy cut my, and I'm not very good with tools, they're not pliers, I have no idea what they're called. So if you know what they're called, feel free to tell me in the comments. And there's a tool, a die, I'd really nice to know what that's called. So I'll maybe show you that and you can tell me if you know what it's called, what it's for even. Otherwise I'm going to have to look on YouTube, see if I can find anything about it. I saw somebody yesterday and she even knew which tools belonged to which trade, which I was very impressed with. Builder, plumber, but I'm not sure what the other one was. Oh, decorator. Obviously for the paintbrush. So it's not taking, there is no die for this one, which is why I'm fussy cutting. Or is there? She says. No, too late now anyway. Virtually done it. There we go. Right. Oh, missed a bit. There we go. So that's going to go on there like that. So I need some little dimensionals, mini dimensionals even. And do you know what? I think I even need to cut them in half. Whoops. They become a bit fiddly. I mean, they were small enough to start with, but then they become a bit fiddly. But again, because it's paper, not card, it just needs a bit more. And then I think I can get a normal one, normal sized one in there and a mini one in there. Okay, that should do it. The problem with these is they're so small that when you pull it tries to bring everything off with it. So I hope everyone's well in the new year. We've a few things going on in the family with some ops of various people, and yeah, so what I want is that bit there to rest and that bit there too. There we go. Let's get these into my little jar. Okay, and then now I just need to do my stamping. So I'm going to do the dad in Lost Lagoon. Love Lost Lagoon. I love all the blues. Well, it's kind of not a blue. It's more like a sea green type colour. So I tell you, if you've got a stamper artist, that's really good for this, because if you don't get enough ink on the first time, then you can just go back. But I'm going to attempt to do it in one go with this. So I've got a bit of ink missing, but I can always go over that with my, yeah, you see, that would have been better done on the stamper artist. Let me just get my Lost Lagoon blend. I think it's just because it's so big, and it is photopolymer as well. Or maybe I didn't push hard enough. But that's why the stamper artist, or whatever, I don't know what they call them. The Tim Holtz one, I think, is the original. Then Misty, that's it. Because you can keep the paper in the same place and then just keep stamping until it's as you like it. But that's okay. So Lost Lagoon. Am I finished with Lost Lagoon? Yes. Okay, let's just quickly clean that so it doesn't stain. It's gone down in little gullies. Okay, got that. Right, so that was the dad, and now I need to say thank you, which waiting for my Christmas present to arrive, so that's a good reason to send him a thank you card. Just stick that onto the Lost Lagoon. Okay, and then I'm going to stamp and fussy cut the thank you. I might, do you know what? I don't think I'm going to. I'm just going to try and stamp it straight across to save time. So I'm going to put it on my glass mats and try and get it straight on one of the lines, grid lines, and line it up there. Sweet sorbet, and I'm just going to stamp straight across near the top of the card, and then I can just trim it. That's it, that'll do. Quickly clean that side. Those of you that know me I hate getting my stamps getting discoloured. Just get my spray. And I'll clean that off in a minute. So you can't use regular stays on photopolymer stamp sets, but you can get this one, which it's all purpose stamp cleaner by Stays On. And it doesn't hopefully detract from the, so it's not quite straight. Thank you. That will have to do for today. Just trying to save a bit of time, but you could obviously fussy cut. So what I would do is draw around with my pencil and then fussy cut. So the dad is going to go across there. So I just need dimensionals at this end. And then some wet glue. And then that one will just go across. Do you know what? I don't like it. I'm going to fussy cut. It won't take a minute. So I just drawn a pencil line, which just makes it a bit easier to follow. Oops. And then if there's any pencil marks left, which I can already see there's going to be, I can just rub them out afterwards. Okay, that don't take a minute. Let's get my rubber. Put some glue on there. Okay, and then that's just going to go across there. So I'm going to have a mini-dimensional beginning and end. Actually, no, what I'll do is cut this. One there. And one there. And then it can just go like so. A bit more rubbing out. Okay, now the gems that I used on that are the in colour dots, 23 to 25, and I'm going to use wild wheat because it kind of goes with the crushed curry. Now I didn't put any on the first one, but I don't think it needs it. There we go. That's card 2. So I hope you like that. Moving swiftly on to card 3. This is crushed curry, which is a colour I used to use a lot, and I really haven't used it for a long time. So I'm quite pleased that to be using it. So again, we've got the designer series paper with the hammers on. Then I've got sweet sorbet, and I've already die cut my stylish shapes to do my sentiment. And this time I've stamped the hammer and die cut it ready to colour in. So let's get going. So colour is pecan pie and so grey granite, and smoky slate light. Okay, so I'm just gonna colour the handle in with pecan pie. Now, for those of you that don't like colouring in, you could just stamp onto coloured cardstock. You could, for example, stamp the whole thing on pecan pie and die cut the whole thing, and then stamp onto a grey and die cut the whole thing, and then cut in half and mix and match. That would be my suggestion if you really hate colouring, which I know some people do. That's the dark grey granite, and the light, what is it? Light smoky slate. Just to give it a bit of differentiation. Okay. Now on this one you might be able to see I got like a shadow effect. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to replicate that, but what I did, you need to use the Stamparatus for this, is I stamped first in the full strength, just moved my paper teeny tiny, in fact probably when I lifted the stamp set up it moved the paper, and I went down again, and then that's how I got the lighter colour. But I'm just going to stamp the sentiment the once this time. But first of all we're going to, I'm not sure what that was for, but hey ho. Stamp my hammer, which I got out earlier, and I'm going to stamp it. Oh, I don't need to stamp my hammer. We've got it already. Done it. Done, done, done. No, I do need to stamp my hammer. What am I talking about? I need to stamp it in crushed curry onto this piece of cardstock. How are we doing for time? Okay. So again, I'm just going to get it random. Now, if you want this class for free, don't forget, just spend £30 in my online store and use the host code that's going along the bottom. That will also be on my blog post today, and it'll be under the description of the video, or above the description of the video, should I say. So if you spend £30, then you get everything sent to you to make 2 each of these 3 cards, so you get enough to make 6. And I can't send you the stamped images, but I will send you the die cuts of the tools and like the banner there. But you'd need your own sentiments, and obviously you won't be able to stamp like this I'm doing now. And the first one, let's get the head just coming off here. That should do it. Okay, that's enough crushed curry. Did I put my sweet sorbet away? I did. Let's get that back out. Let's just clean that. Sorry, like nails down a blackboard. Those of you that know what blackboards are. Okay, so I just need the sentiment now. No, that's not clean. Okay, so I'm going to stamp the sentiment. Again, it's going to be on the right hand side. Could do it to the left hand side actually, and then doesn't matter. Just swap it around a bit. Where is the thank you? It's not on straight. That's why I had that problem before. Doesn't normally happen with photopolymers. There we go. That's okay. So I'm going to stamp on the left this time. Okay, clean that. Whoops, put my spray on it again. And start layering. So we've got this is going to go onto the sweet sorbet, crushed curry and sweet sorbet. It is a great combination. As I said, I haven't really used sweet sorbet, crushed curry for so long. But I do like it. It's a really deep colour. Okay, that's that. And that's going to go on top of the designer series paper. Nearly did it upside down. So again, it's just the same size as the other cards. 21 by 14.8, scored at 10.5. And they're all portrait style. Just went a bit, bring it down nearer to me so I can see what I'm doing. No, that's terrible. I'm trying to rush, so this will just unstick the glue. More haste, less speed. Here we go. Just get that off and then try and straighten it up. Right. That's better. Okay, and then this layer is going to go on flat. Now I would put it on with dimensionals, but it will make it much thicker and really increase the cost of postage. And postage in the UK is getting ridiculously astronomical. There we go. This one will go on with dimensionals. When I find them. Oh, I found my other ones. Let's finish these off. And have it sticking out a bit. No, let's just do it across the middle like that. And then my hammer is, so it's wet glue there. Might be able to get away with it. Yeah, I don't need the wet glue because I've put the dimensional at the bottom there. Okay, and there's card 3. So as I said, I'm having so much fun with this bundle. You can see the difference there when I've done the shadow. I do like that, but oh no, I haven't put my gems on. Not on Alive. So what colour did I use there? I think I used the, yeah, copper clay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so card 3, card 2, and card 1. Let's bring those down. So just don't forget, with the £30 spend in my online store, and the link will be in the post, you can get everything you need to make 6 to each of these 3 cards, excluding the sentiments and the stamped images, because I'm not allowed to do that. It's a Stampin' Up compliance issue, but certainly you can get everything else. So I hope you like that class. I'm having great fun. I'm doing some more, so I probably will do a fully fledged class at some stage. But that's it from me for today. Next week I'll be using another Sale-A-Bration. Whoa. Okay, so we're still live. I don't know what's happened there. I've lost my, but anyway. So I'm just going to say goodbye. You've lost me. I don't know what happened there. Thanks. Have a lovely weekend, and I'll see you next week.